Money. Yo, what is going on, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Markus Dietz.
I'm Rob Bossoleri.
Okay. I mean, you weren't going to let me bring you in. You were just
Oh.
coming in hot.
Coming in hot fire.
Just coming in hot fire.
Shots fired.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Markus Dietz, aka Mark Havoc. This is the Rob and Marcus Hate Wrestling Podcast.
Freaking just do not like it.
It's that name because it used to be Marcus Hayes Wrestling Podcast, but now Rob is here and Rob is queer, and we are proud. We are proud.
I'm queer for wrestling.
Yes, we're so queer for wrestling. So,
I'm queer for wrestling, but the wrestling community isn't queer for me, so I don't like it. I hate it.
Yes, so we are here and we are live on a Tuesday night. It is 10 p.m. and we're at Rob's house. Thank you, Rob, for inviting me over, allowing me to annoy the shit out of your dad for a couple hours.
Well, that's okay. He's annoying us with his weird movie. I think he's watching a porn downstairs.
Oh, okay.
But I'll throw it out there that we're at the dad's house where I've got the space to do this.
Yes.
Oh, Julia. Julia is a big fan of my podcast.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Hi, Julia. My name is Marcus. You probably have only never seen me.
No,
before.
she knows of you because you've been on the Bruce show.
Okay.
Caption this. So, yeah, we are back.
We are live.
And you know what I'm going to do?
We're here to yell angrily at the clouds about wrestling. Old man yells at clouds meme. This is Simpsons in real life.
Yeah. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to Facebook. I'm going to share this. Julia, welcome back.
Hi, Julia. It's nice to officially meet you. I sent you the link, correct?
Yeah. Well, no, I took it myself.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Cool. So, yeah, I have some stuff I'd like to talk about tonight. Is that okay with you, Rob?
I'm fine with that.
Cool. So first order of business. Rob, I have a question for you. What is a recent feud in professional wrestling that you think got way too much hype, got way too much exposure and stuff, and it's just you wish it didn't happen?
I do not like anything to do with the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
I think they're a tacky gimmick, and they're going to be forgotten.
Okay.
They have skill in the ring, but they'll be forgotten ultimately.
Who have they recently feuded with that you were just like, this was a waste of time?
They were trying to feud with Ricochet and
Braun Strowman.
And they killed that quickly because that went nowhere.
Okay. Nobody likes Braun.
But he's got no charisma.
No.
The only time he had charisma was as a joke. They paired him up with a 9-year-old.
Oh yeah, that was great. I actually liked that.
But that was the thing. He was a solo tag team.
It was cool because it was just him. It was just like the little kid would just be like, "Oh my God, please don't tag me in. I'm gonna die."
Right.
And then Braun would do all the work.
Well, it's like the same as total nonstop deletion.
Can you imagine how much attention that kid got the next day?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the WWE was good enough that they allowed him to take the belt with him the next day to school?
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine being a 9-10-year-old showing up?
But think about that. In the record book,
belt?
In the record book, that kid is a tag champion.
Yeah, forever.
But I don't care for the Raiders. The other one that I'm getting tired of on AEW front is Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, when is that gonna? We talked about that 2 podcasts ago.
Boring. It's boring.
When is that gonna end?
And they keep dragging. And first of all, we've said this before. Make Hangman Page part of the Dark Order. Make him the leader of the Dark Order. Make him a minion. Have him go through another alcoholic stint where he goes, "Oh, I'm a drunk, and you know what? I need some guidance in my life, and the Dark Order will give that to me." Blah 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 blah. Have him put on a mask. Have him put a hockey mask on.
You know what my favorite segment with the Dark Order and Hangman Page was?
What?
Brody was walking in the back, and Hangman goes, "Hey man, you guys never responded to my email. You know, I sent an email about," and you could see Brody's face, like he was getting so annoyed.
Julia says, "Stop watching. Being interested in wrestling." Andre the Giant quit. Well, you know what? Andre the Giant had to quit because he was in crippling pain.
And then he died.
Yeah, it was 7 feet tall. They were stapling his legs together and nailing and putting screws in his legs and all sorts of surgeries.
Yeah, he had giantism, and apparently, I was reading about something like this because apparently there's another person, famous basketball player or something, who has giantism, and apparently their life expectancy is about 50 years old.
Right, because their heart has to pump blood to a much bigger body.
Yeah, that heart's got to be working, kind of like my heart. My heart's working hard. Back to what I was saying though. So Hangman is walking backstage with Brody, and he's like, "Hey, you guys never responded to my email." And you can see Brody's face, like he's like getting pissed off because he's like, "What do you mean we could have had a Hangman Adam Page in the Dark Order?" And so he goes and he like starts throwing papers at people, and he's like, "You guys messed up. We could have had Hangman."
Yeah, right.
So anyway, I think Hangman is a great.
They don't know what to do with them because they have a logjam of talent, but
they have a lot of people and nothing to do with most of them.
Right, because MJF is a heat magnet. MJF is insane on the mic. Princess Bride.
Yes.
MJF is the ultimate guy, and I think he's more charismatic and he's a better heel than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, he's playing the mafia thing, but then he walks into the ring dressed up in like, athletic gear. He's, walking in and like he just shopped at Dick's Sporting Goods. Like if you're going to do the mafia thing and you're going to sell the t-shirt of him in a suit and tie with Paul Heyman, then do it the whole way. Do it all the way through.
Well, like Cody Rhodes said, he's a chief without a tribe right now.
That was one of the best promos because he's right. He goes, once you lose, everybody else leaves you. Yes. Now, here's the other thing, though. That's true of the WWE because once this gimmick is over, this is the only thing anchoring the WWE.
Roman has gotten good at promos.
He's better than he was.
He's better than he was.
But he's not.
And you know why he's better than he was?
Because of Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
All right.
Paul Heyman.
Right.
Red says MJF is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. Well, greatest of all time. He will be.
He's got a lot of years ahead of him before we can start calling him.
GOAT. You know what he is? He's the GAT. He's the greatest at the moment.
You know what he is? He's the kid. Because baby goats are kids. He's not a goat. Yeah, he's a
guy. And he's a gam. Yeah. He's the best out there right now. Will he be the best of all time? He needs more matches under his belt, and eventually,
I think he needs 17 world title runs.
Well, here's the thing: he does need
before he can call himself.
Now, I think the GOAT is Kenny Omega, but the thing is, and I almost think now if he were to do it, it would be a waste because he's past his prime.
Yeah.
Go to WWE. He never wants to do that. You see Kenny Omega?
Kenny swears he's never going to WWE.
Right. And the thing is, will he go in the wrestling annals without being in WWE? And yeah. It almost seems like you don't get to be recognized as the greatest in wrestling if you don't go to the WWE Hall of Fame. If you're not in the WWE Hall of Fame, like Impact Wrestling had a Hall of Fame, and they would do these Hall of Fames, they would record them, and they do them out of like the back of a Ramada Inn at the ballroom, and you're like, oh, this is bad. They've got like folding chairs. It's done with a camcorder. This is just embarrassing.
So the feud that I think happened, now that I think about it, it happened about 20 years ago or so.
What?
But Hulk Hogan and The Rock.
Oh, that was bad.
That was such a... Remember when they were trying to do NWO version 3 or 4 or whatever? It was like the 4th rendition of NWO, and they were doing like... Remember when they went backstage and they went up to The Rock and he's like, oh my God, my kid loves The Rock. Can I get a picture with The Rock? And then he's walking away talking shit. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was such a wasted opportunity for a good WrestleMania
Well,
match.
The thing was, why would you take somebody as over as The Rock at any given time and put him up against a Hogan who's over? Now, why am I splitting my audience that way? The only time that worked was when it was The Rock versus Stone Cold, because that was the best fighting the best. This is a nostalgia act.
You don't put baby faces together.
Right. Hogan and Rock was great. That was one of the most cinematic.
You don't put baby faces together.
But that was the only time it worked. No other time did it work. But you know what? You know which feud I hated because it went on
I
for
had to
too
take
long.
the beanie off for a second. What feud?
The one
Who
I
was it?
hated was
Who'd you hate?
anything to do with DX because they took DX and they made them corporate, and then they weren't cool anymore. Triple H made DX uncool. They
And
were boring.
When was DX not cool?
DX is not cool when they were going up against when Triple H had the belt post 2000, where they were part of the
Was that right after Evolution?
before Evolution.
Before Evolution.
Before Evolution, yeah, he's first of all, two things about Hulk. Hulk Hogan is dirt old, number one, and number two, Hulk Hogan was like 6'7". He did so many leg drops that his spinal cord collapsed in on itself, and he lost 4 inches because they literally had to take links out of his spine.
Good. He's a racist son of a bitch.
Yeah, and he never came back from that. So, but we'll get that's another time. The DX feuds were boring because they went on for too long.
Oh, when they would fight like the whole Spirit Squad and somehow win.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that like when they were going against The Rock or when they went against Stone Cold, and DX was this like elite group of guys who were cool. They were counterculture, and then Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold Steve Austin is hunting them down. He's catching them in nets. And little by little, as the 2000s went on, before I think it was like right after they got rid of China. Right after they got rid of China, they just became a joke. Well, you know, X-Pac became a joke. The New Age Outlaws became comedy relief, and these were great wrestlers.
Well, if you ask those guys, they always felt that they were a joke.
Perhaps, but yeah.
People like...
Well, they when they had their comeback about 10 years ago, and they gave him one more title run.
Mm-hmm.
They did that because they put him on the Hall of Fame show, and they came out dressed up like Dumb and Dumber. Yes. They came out in the shiny, orange and powder blue tuxedo, and everyone was like clamoring for them. So like, all right, these guys are over right now. Let's give them one more run.
Yeah.
But
why?
Because it was easy. They were over.
It was easy money.
And the thing is, if you were to do that right now, Billy could still do it.
But that's the thing, man. Too many times WWE has gotten away with doing the whole, hey, this is easy, let's do this thing, because they didn't have competition. They didn't have a bunch of competition, so they can sit around and be like, oh, this guy's kind of over. Let's just have him do whatever for a while, and let's just drag it out over and over. And do you remember how many times we used to have like a John Cena United States Championship challenge or whatever, and it was just like win after win after
and
win,
you get boring, and it gets boring, and that was the thing. And I got tired of hearing.
It's like Jade Cargill.
No,
it's like when is she gonna lose?
Right, but there was a difference. John Cena had a locker room of guys that could beat him.
When is she gonna lose?
Jade Cargill has nobody in that locker room that could beat her.
Oh, come on. I can name 2 people right now. Are you ready?
Who?
She's managed by Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, no, they did that already. They did that.
Realistically, she could beat her.
They did that already. You're talking about Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose could take her out.
Nyla Rose, they did that. They did the angle where Nyla Rose took the belt and ran away with it. And she still lost handling.
Yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid that they did that like that. They did her wrong like that.
Chris Statlander, maybe. Chris Statlander could do it. But now here's the thing. Realistically speaking, Jade Cargill is way more athletic and way more talented in the ring. I would like to see.
Let her fight dudes.
Yes.
Let her go for a mid.
Give her the
intergalactic.
Give her the international belt. No, hold on now. Which belt is higher now? The international belt or the TBS belt? I mean, the TNT belt or the international belt? Which one's higher?
That's tough because you have fucking Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Defending that one, and I don't know if it's like, is he?
Taya would never beat. The only way Taya could beat her is if it was a screw job.
Is Orange Cassidy bringing prestige to that belt?
Oh yeah,
he is. If you're in your mind that he's bringing prestige to that belt, I feel like that belt is higher than TNT.
Well, I see. Here's the thing: He's got the talent. He puts in the effort, but he still comes off as like this, as a comic relief kind of guy.
Well,
but his
that's
ability
always his
in
gimmick.
ring is insane.
Right. But it's like you find your niche. It's like Darby Allin.
Darby Allin,
Darby Allin's probably a very talented technical wrestler. I'm sure he knows how to technically wrestle. I'm sure everybody on that roster.
Darby
does.
Allin
But he
is
has found the
cruiserweight.
thing,
He's X Division. He's hardcore. He's mid.
but he's found his niche. That's like Orange Cassidy. Cassidy has found his niche.
Wait, hold on. Red, who's trash?
Oh, Taya. Your opinion on Taya's trash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Taya Valkyrie. All right, I forgot all about that.
He's overrated. Darby Allin is overrated, or Orange Cassidy is overrated because, sir, okay,
both of them. Well, Darby Allin, I think gives you what he's selling. He came out with Sting, and you're like, why are you doing this? Because they both have face paint. Okay. Oh, all right. And then Darby Allin did it on his own. He separated himself from Sting on more than one occasion. He won matches. He sells.
Yes.
I think he sells, and I think he sells as the underdog. It's a little retired that he's always the underdog, but the cannonballs he's doing, the suicide dives, the injuries that he's taking in the ring, he sells every bump he takes, every spot. I love it. Orange Cassidy is, at first, the first guy that Orange Cassidy fought was Pac. And the idea was, all right, you're not going to land a punch on this guy, but once you get him into grappling, once you start grappling, he's screwed. And he lost. But he still comes off kind of as like as a comic relief. But is he bringing prestige to the belt?
Sure.
I think he is, in the sense that he's not. You'd be ready to listen. Well, so here's the deal. Orange Cassidy has no mic skills, but he doesn't need to. He's found a way around that. Darby Allin is, I'm hardcore, and I'm emo. Okay, fine. I'm emo. I'm tickle me emo. Now watch me skateboard. And Sting really in recent years hasn't had any good promos. He just comes out there, I'm gonna back my guys, Stinger Splash, yeah. They don't have good promos. There's no one in AEW.
Oh, stop it.
They don't have good promos.
I'm cutting you off right now. Stop it.
You like Darby's promos?
No.
All right.
But you can't say nobody. You know who has good promos?
MJF.
Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks.
Yes, but they did it with the Brandon, they did it with the Brandon Cutler stuff, and that's funny.
You know what I like? Even when
But Don Callis is great.
Don Callis has great promos. You know who has really, really fucking really good promos?
What?
The guy who manages the Lucha Bros.
Oh,
he's entertaining.
Alex Abrahantes?
Yes, and when they're fucking doing the half Spanish, half English kind of thing, going back and forth, I love it.
Penta says
exactly
that you are a dog of dogs, and he is going to kill you. Cero miedo, and I'm like,
come on, it's good, it's entertaining. The little short black guy that manages.
Oh, Stokely Hathaway.
Stokely has. That guy's got great.
He's funny,
promos.
But wait, hold on. What happened to Andrade? Andrade was cutting some good promos. Andrade came out fire. They used him well. He bought out Matt Hardy.
Shafir's good on.
I have not seen her.
She's good on promos.
There's no one to match MJF, and that's sad. The only one was CM Punk. And CM Punk is gone now. And if you bring him back, I'll be annoyed because he did not add anything by getting that belt. I felt like we were forced CM Punk's championship because he hurt himself and he had to get it back immediately.
We got screwed on that.
It was...
We as the fans got screwed on that.
And by the way, I was with my good buddy Dier, a mutual friend of ours who's a up-and-coming wrestler. He's starting out.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's good.
And still working on cars, still talking in a language I don't understand.
Yeah. 71 Nova, 383 stroker. 383
idea.
cubic inch
No.
stroker.
No, is that Brett Favre's stats in the year 97? What is
383 cubic inch motor,
I
which is a stroker with longer piston run.
I don't
Anyway,
understand any of that.
I think Isaiah Cassidy could do a fire promo if given the
There you
chance.
go. The fucking Scissor Me Daddy Boys, the Acclaimed,
Yes.
they got good
Okay,
promos.
they do. He does the rap thing, but
No.
that's not cutting a promo. That's just
Okay, now that
it's innovative. It's a different way to do it.
Shit on the AEW guys now. Tell me 5 guys in WWE that have good promos.
Cody has a few good ones.
Sure.
Cody's good.
If he's not talking about his dad.
Cody can be good. And so what do you want to talk about? That it works. Sami Zayn.
Great promo.
Sami Zayn, great. Anything Paul Heyman does.
Of course.
Paul
but he
Heyman
doesn't
just-
really talk anymore.
But watch what Paul Heyman does. Paul Heyman grabs the belt and just goes. I love that.
You know what I like when Cody was talking about everybody's gonna leave Roman,
Yeah.
and Paul Heyman's in the back. He goes, "I'll never leave you, my tribal chief.
Yeah, I'll never leave you, my tribal chief.
I'll never leave you." That was good stuff.
He is
Kevin Owens is a good promo. MVP.
No, and here's why MVP is not good. He is good, but they're not using him.
Miz is a good promo.
All right. The Miz is good. No. Hold on. Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins
fire.
is one of the best promos.
Fire.
Him and Sami Zayn are my 2 top promos.
Fire. He's fire in the ring right now, and he didn't change his persona. Just time. People kept going, and it went from but he's fire on the mic.
Yes.
And by the way, a dream match would be him versus.
Hey, my titties look amazing in this camera. Like, what is going on here? I am just so cute. Oh my god.
Anyways, the Miz.
Sorry.
Yeah, the Miz and not the Miz, I would love to see Seth Rollins.
Sure.
Versus MJF.
MVP.
No, MJF.
That's who I meant. Why did I say MVP? Because it was
MJF versus Seth Rollins. How fire would that be?
That would be promos back and forth.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay.
Oh god.
All right. Did you watch it? All right. Just because I started talking about titties.
No, hold on. I want to do a brief mention about Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Silas Young is back, and
yes, the last man in professional wrestling.
And then who did he bring? They came back. Another guy came out.
Was it the keg guy?
The black dude. I can't remember the name.
Gresham?
No.
Octopus?
No. Gresham's on Impact Wrestling. That was great. The fact that they have, to me, original Ring of Honor talent that you recognize.
Yes.
But right now the promotion is mostly just AEW Dark.
Oh, okay.
It's still AEW Dark. And yeah, Seth.
I like Silas.
Seth, here's my thinking. Seth is not champion now because it would take him away from his family more than it already is.
You said you were going to mention an ROH guy. Silas is who you wanted to mention?
Yeah. Silas.
Did you Silas?
Yeah.
Silas,
yeah.
I know. Did you watch any wrestling this week?
Of course.
What did you watch?
I watched Impact. I watched SmackDown. I watched Raw.
Las Vegas episode of Impact was this week.
Yeah, and they chop it up.
The match I missed. I missed. Okay, so here's the deal.
We all got tickets to go see Impact Wrestling, and Marcus was a little late.
Yeah, I had to pick up my wife from work and then drop her off.
And he missed 2 matches.
Yeah, I missed 2.
Me and our buddy Deer, we missed the first one, which was Rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino versus the Design.
Okay.
And then the following match was Mike Bailey
and Gresham.
And Mike Bailey, knees to the back on Black Taurus.
Yes, versus DK. Crazy
Steve and Black Taurus.
Yeah. I you know what? Okay, so here's the thing.
And DK had the dopest intro.
My buddy Bishop, who shouts Bishop from Wales, he flew out here to do WrestleMania weekend. He's a wrestler. I was running around managing him last year in Dallas for WrestleMania. Every chance I get, I'm going to mention that because it was a great experience. But when we were there, we got to go. We were trying to get on some shows. We were trying to get on Zicky Dice.
Zicky Dice. He's actually kind of toned.
Has a promote. Okay, hold on,
I was not at first. He was kind of chubby, but
dog. Okay, hold on, dog. Okay, so hold on, dog. I don't even know if I should say this online right now.
say it.
I'm gonna have heat with Zicky Dice. That's his whole gimmick now because he asks people if they have heat. Have you seen it? He goes on Twitter and he's like, I didn't like this. We have heat now, and that's his whole thing. Anyway, so we're going to his we're hanging out at GCW, trying to get on GCW. It didn't work out, obviously. Yep. And then we tried to do Zicky Dice's show, and I met Speedball.
Okay.
Black Toros.
So when you met Speedball, did you just nut in your pants?
Pretty much. I was like, Max, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you. I have to look away now. You know.
Holy crap! Wait a minute. Is this true? Monster Slamovich is the GCW.
Yes. I wanted to talk about that. Hold on a goddamn minute. Let me tell my story. So me and Bishop are backstage. I mean, Mike Bailey, great guy, nice guy. I'm at Max the Impaler, Black Toros, Fandango, Dirty Dan is there. Yep. Anyway, all this stuff. Anyway, I hope Zicky Dice doesn't see this, but he came back after his match, and in wrestling etiquette, you put a towel on when you're changing. He forgot to put the towel on, and
so the junk is just flapping.
And I saw his very small penis. Zicky, buddy, we have towels for a reason, okay, bud? All right. It was me and Bishop were like eye level to it. It was we were sitting down, and he just. All
right, no, hold on. This is the key fob for my car.
Uh-huh.
We're talking like this?
Maybe a little bit.
Like a nub higher than my key fob?
Yeah, it was, and he had no reason to be performing for anybody, so I get it. It was cold in the arena or whatever. So anyway, I met
Who was that greasy wrestler who used to pull a lollipop out of his
fucking the one that got canceled?
Yeah.
Joey Ryan.
Yeah, I bet he
Anyway, I don't want to put them on the same level, so stop talking about that guy.
Yeah, all right.
So I saw
Reds, right? We have something in common.
Anyway, so what was the point of my story? I was trying to I met Speedball, very nice guy. I was very upset that I missed his match in Vegas because I was dropping my wife off.
Oh, Rob, love your stand-up bits. You've been sharing on Facebook. Markus, I hope marriage is going well for you. I've got to get up early, so I'm going to duck out. Great to see y'all. All my love to you. Julia, thank you.
Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for rooting for my marriage. It needs all the help it can get.
Hold on. We'll do it like Mike Bailey does.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do the...
And
neither of us can do those kicks.
No.
You would drop dead, and I would pull something.
Yeah, I would have a heart attack trying to do one of those kicks.
And I'd be in a wheelchair for a while.
So thank you, Julia, for sticking around. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Anyway, I was bummed that I missed that tag match. But you know what I didn't miss? I didn't miss the Coven winning the championship.
I just remembered something.
Those nerdy
I just remembered something.
I want to be punk rock.
Wait a minute. Did they? So remember that father? What the hell is this?
The satanic dude?
Yeah.
Father Satan?
Yeah. He had a tag team to go up against him, so something must have happened, and they had to check out.
Really?
Because a week earlier they did another.
Is he a regular on?
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, he was originally.
I hope Zick man don't hate me for that. I'm gonna.
Father James Mitchell. Father James Mitchell was originally the manager for Undertaker.
Yes.
And WCW, Father James Mitchell. Father James Mitchell had another tag team to go up against the Death Dolls.
Okay.
And they did that, and then they disappeared.
Oh, okay.
So there was supposed to be another feud there.
That's why they lost the championships and or whatever. Right.
Well, there's two reasons. Because also Taya Valkyrie is probably going to have a big feud with Jade Cargill. And Taya Valkyrie is famous enough on the indie circuits and as Frankie Monet in WWE. By the way, stupid freaking name, Frankie Monet. That was dumb. That was really bad. They could have called her Taya something else. Taya, Huerta Loca, whatever.
Wait, what's the name?
Taya Valkyrie.
No, what's her name in AEW?
Taya Valkyrie. But in WWE, she was Frankie Monet.
Oh.
That was dumb. And we all know who she was. And I hate what WWE does is if you come from some other promotion, they have to act like you've never existed before.
You don't have a name anymore.
You don't have a name anymore. Like Grand Metalik got to buy the rights to his name. Beautiful. Cody Rhodes.
I thought that was cool.
Had to be Cody and Brandy Rhodes, and then he got the rights to his name, and then he kept his intro music. Beautiful. He bought it. Smart. Yes. AJ Styles was always AJ Styles.
Let that man work.
The Good Brothers, they have different tag names, but their names are their names. Same with the Hardy Boys, the Hardys. Okay, that was a small one.
Well, I mean, they got older.
And even, and you know what? I don't mind the Hardys.
They weren't boys anymore.
Yeah. Well, no, when they came back and then and Michael Cole, like a jackass, they couldn't use their broken gimmick. And Michael Cole goes, things are about to get broken. Oh, I wanted to bash his skull in. He's so tacky. He's so corny.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Things are about to get broken. Yeah, like when Drew came back from Impact, they acted like he hadn't wrestled in years. Oh, yeah.
McIntyre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Galloway, he was.
He probably has some ring rust.
Yeah, right. You still got it. Yeah, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Rob Van Dam. You still got Rob Van Dam was wrestling everywhere.
He still got it because he never lost it.
He's never stopped wrestling.
Yeah.
By the way, he had a great promo once. He was with a bunch of girls in bed.
Rob Van Dam had a great promo.
He had this great promo. He was in a bed with these two chicks. He's got his girl Ford something, and he's in the bed with these two hot girls, and he goes, "Hey, do either of you girls know what ECW is?" And they're like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Great." And then he starts banging them, and we're like, "Ah."
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But that was so yeah. But we were talking about the game we were gonna play for you.
Oh, you got a segment for me this time.
I got a segment for you. And we're going to pick women. Now, I played this one with Dear. As guys, I want to set this up. As guys, we always pick what celebrity you'd rather get with.
Oh, it's just, I wanted to just pick.
Well, you could pick two. You could do it either way. But, people used to go like.
Why are we always sexualizing women? Let's sexualize the men. Give me some men to choose which ones I'd like to.
You want to slap man meat.
Yeah.
Like Simon.
Yeah, give me some men. This is bullshit. I don't like this. This is sexist, and I don't like it. All right, go ahead. Who am I picking between?
All right, so first one, and you could be for wrestling.
Okay.
Or it could be
you know what? I'll tell you what it is before I decide. You know what I mean? If it's like,
if you could survive in the sack with them.
All right,
okay. First one, Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill? I love that. I love when there's like big meaty men slapping meat.
Okay, I think Jade Cargill beats Bianca Belair. I would rather have sexual relations with Bianca Belair.
Okay, Jade Cargill would snap my neck like a twig, scissor me, and snap my neck like a twig, and I would enjoy.
You always got to go over the top.
Every second of it.
You always got to be so extra.
Because she would suffocate me out. And
I feel like you've been thinking about this a lot.
Yes, I have. And she would beat the living shit out of Bianca Belair.
Yeah. But also, I'd rather have sex with Bianca. Could you imagine wrapping?
Oh God.
Wrapping that hair.
Oh no. No, but Jade Cargill. I could just imagine Jade Cargill beating the shit out of me while her theme plays.
I think my wife is watching this episode, Rob. Let's go to the next one. Let's go.
Okay, Asuka versus Hikaru Shida.
Asuka, both.
Asuka in the ring. Asuka. Now Hikaru Shida comes out with the kendo stick, but Asuka is a savage.
She did that thing where she went no makeup when she took off her mask, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I gotta go." Lord, I am a happily married man in a happily married relationship.
We're going to Great Britain now. Okay. Now you got to pick one. Piper Niven,
sure,
or Nikki Cross.
Piper Niven, and I'm not going to tell you why I hate Cross.
I think she's a psycho, and I can't imagine any of that being enjoyable.
No, I mean, when you go so far right, I don't want this to turn political. My name is not Bruce Leonard.
Oh, I didn't know Nikki Cross is political.
Nikki Cross?
Yeah.
She's a right wing nut job.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But she's like Scottish.
She's the Viking lady, right?
No. Nikki Cross is the Scottish one, the little Scottish one that was the superhero in training.
Yeah, and now she has a Viking gimmick where she looks like she's trying to be Max the Impaler. Look her up right now. If it's the Max the Impaler wannabe Viking, she's doing like a Viking gimmick.
No. That you're thinking of.
Yeah, hold on, keep going. She's doing like a like look up recent photos of what her gimmick.
No, you're talking about the one who goes with the Viking Raiders?
Yes.
No, that's not Nikki Cross.
That's Nikki Cross.
No, it is not.
That's Nikki Cross.
1,000,000,000% wrong.
Who is
Nikki Cross. All right, hold on.
Who is it then?
You're talking about Valhalla.
Sure. Who is that? Isn't that Nikki Cross?
No, that's Sarah Logan.
Oh, she's a white. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sarah Logan.
I got my crazy right wing conspiracy theorist wrong. I'm sorry.
And because why would Nikki Cross even be one of those? Because she's Scottish, so I doubt that she's going to.
Okay, I messed up. I apologize. I'm not going to apologize for what I said about Zicky Dice, but I will. I will apologize. I'm going to have so much with Zicky Dice. Oh my god. Oh god.
Yeah, let me see here.
Nikki Cross. Yeah.
Here we go. I just put in Sarah Logan politics.
Yeah.
Sarah Logan shares her thoughts on wearing a mask.
Okay, so I apologize, but still Piper Niven still.
Piper Niven. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have one more for me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got more. Okay. Now we're gonna go classic.
Okay, we're going classic.
Lita versus Natalya.
You know that Lita was the first woman I've ever loved in real life, like ever. Like I was like 13, 14 when she was popular, when she was running around in a thong, running around.
Okay.
You understand that was okay. So
okay,
Lita.
Okay, now.
Lita.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Lita every time.
All right, now. Rhea Ripley.
This got so weird.
Rhea Ripley.
It's got so weird.
Rhea Ripley.
No, Natalya's hot now. Natalya is like hot. Okay. If you look at her,
but here's the thing.
Photo, she's hot.
Natalya. Here's what they always say about Natalya.
I love Lita so goddamn much.
They do the same thing with Natalya all the time. They go, Natalya was trained in the Heart Dungeon, and then she gets tapped out, beaten up. She's crying. They did that horrible gimmick with Ruby Riott where they broke her dad's glasses, the Neidhart glasses, and Natalya is garbage because she's always done this thing where she's putting other people over. I'm like, no, don't put other people over. Don't be a heel champion. Just win. Come out there, cut a decent promo, and if just
yeah.
Okay, now, Rhea Ripley, all of her piercings and chains.
I have a thing for that.
Versus.
I like the emos.
Versus.
I like the emos.
Okay, wait. China, pre-plastic surgery. She just gets to.
In a fight?
Yep. In a fight, first of all, China's gonna beat the shit out of Rhea Ripley.
Absolutely, China destroys Rhea Ripley.
But then China comes up to you and she goes, "Markus, strip."
Yes, ma'am.
And then Rhea Ripley goes, "Oh God!" And then Rhea Ripley goes, "Wait a minute, that's my man meat."
I would leave because I'm a happily married man with a wife that I love very much, and I would just leave that situation. But if we're talking about wrestling, China every time.
All right.
Why are you downloading a file right now?
I can do whatever I want.
Okay.
I'm
You're
the.
not gonna put that in the background now, are you?
No, I'm just okay. We're gonna show people. I should have taken some pictures up, but I guess I'd like to do that. Okay. All right. Rhea Ripley, China. Okay.
That was it. That was the.
Now I got one other now. Now you got Trish Stratus.
Sure.
Trish Stratus or Nikki James.
Why are you like this?
Mickey James. And Mickey James.
I like how these are questions for me and you're answering them. Questions for me and you're answering. Who's my two choices?
Mickey James or
Trish Stratus.
No, Mickey James.
See, this segment's supposed to be about me and my opinion.
But yes, okay. So Trish Stratus. Why Trish Stratus?
I'm taking Trish.
Okay.
Because she's Trish. She's tough. She's badass. She had to deal with King all the time, sexually harassing her, and she had boobies and titties and all the stuff he'd yell.
Boobies and titties.
Puppies and all that.
Puppies!
Yeah, she had to deal with so
Trish
much.
Stratus, the most humiliating
so
thing
bullshit.
when they did the horror angle and where she was Vince McMahon's like side chick, and they dumped like the shit bucket on her.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Exactly.
Like that was horrible.
Yeah.
That was just, why would they? And then they go, oh, well, Trish paved the way for women.
They disrespected her so much.
But it's like, I almost feel like, here's the thing, and this is a horrible, and somebody could say this is sexist in its own right or misogynistic.
Yeah.
You go, okay, well, she paved the way for women wrestlers. And I'm like, bullshit. Other women came before you and did a bigger job. Alundra Blaze came before you and was more impactful for women's wrestling than you were. You were good, and now you're the trainer, but you have all of this because they humiliated you first. You didn't get out there, fight your way up the line, and no, they humiliated you. They threw you in the slop bucket. And does that mean that you did not deserve good things to have happen to you? Absolutely.
That's worse.
It's worse. You put in the work, but
she didn't get the chance to prove how much of a legend she is. She had to be shit on.
She had to be shit on, and then you go in retrospect, you're going to look her up and you go, oh. Yes, you had these belts and accomplishments, but it came on the heels of them basically putting you in bra. It was even worse than the bra and panty matches of the 90s, early 2000s. It was.
Wrestling's always been a man's, world or whatever, but
right. You don't do it that way. Now the women are not sexualized like they were before.
Sure.
They're not. But they don't use them again. I mean, think about it. The women's tag belts were an afterthought multiple times. Multiple times.
All right. I have a hot take.
Okay.
I have a hot take, and excuse me for having this opinion, and I apologize for it. And this is going to be a shitty opinion. You guys gonna want to cancel me and all this other stuff, but I got to tell you. Okay, the average wrestling fan, 16 to 45, we'll use that demographic, is not going to sit through a whole show of women's matches.
No. So Shimmer Wrestling wasn't Shimmer Wrestling. It was something affiliated with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Hello.
And
Shimmer.
Yeah,
Hello.
and I could not sit through it. It was boring. First of all, it was a
if the promoter wants to go and make women's wrestling important, they can focus on that and they can make it, and it can work.
But it can't be boring.
It's messed up to say. I hate to say it like that, but it has to be something special.
There's a horrible joke going around. This is what people think of women's sports. What was that horrible joke about Brittany Griner? It was the first time anyone cared about a WNBA trade.
Yeah.
Right. Terrible. But the truth is, nobody cares.
There's a little bit of truth to it.
I didn't know about the WNBA until the Vegas Aces won.
Why would I watch WNBA when the NBA is right there?
Right. And you could stagger it. I'm still not going to watch. I don't. I don't care.
And I don't know whose fault that is. That it's come to that point
No,
in the
maybe
world, if
with
it's
time.
society, or if it's
But
history or whatever.
this is the thing. Like, here's the thing. Now on the reverse of that,
I can't watch 3 hours of women wrestling. I can't do it. It just
GCW.
doesn't. It's not.
It was women that can wrestle, sure. If it was women that can wrestle, sure. Not just WWE Mall Top wrestlers. Yes, there's that.
Right.
But now here's the thing. I'm flipping through, and I see the GCW. I Google GCW, and I don't follow that all that much. But what happens?
You ruined something I wanted to talk about just now.
What?
The GCW thing that you're about to talk about.
Let's get in there. Let's
talk about it.
So Masha Slamovich is their champion.
She made Homeboy tap out.
Brilliant. I like.
Are you gonna go Google that and watch that match now?
Of
Rob?
course.
Exactly.
Of course, and it brings more shine on them. But that was the same thing with Tessa Blanchard. Behind her work ethic, when she won against Sami Callihan in 2019, that summer, I was like, "Yo, this woman sold every bump again, sold." And Sami Callihan, more importantly, sold everything. Sami Callihan and her made me believe she sold. Now, does that not mean that somebody bigger would come along? Now, here's the thing I didn't like about that.
Now, why can't WWE do that?
Because women are porcelain. Here's the only thing I didn't like about Tessa Blanchard.
WWE, we want intergender matches.
Yes.
God damn it, we want them.
Tessa Blanchard did one thing that was dumb. When they were doing it, they were doing a gauntlet match.
To you, Triple H.
They were doing a gauntlet match that summer for the.
To you, Triple
All
H.
right. Paul Levesque doesn't even know you exist or I exist. He takes shit bigger than us. Yeah. When Tessa Blanchard was doing.
Sorry.
Are you going to see sports entertainers next? Like Matt Menard. No, when Tessa Blanchard was fighting in the gauntlet match to be the number one contender, she beat Brian Cage.
Yes.
That was stupid. You could not sell that. Brian Cage was taking bumps and it looked ridiculous. Did she beat Sami Callihan? Yes, sure. Could she have beat Rich Swann? Yes. But that was so stupid.
Yes.
And yes, she did shit the bed.
You know what I fucking liked? You know what I found very entertaining and I loved? You know what I fucking liked? PWG, Young Bucks versus they're married. Gargano and his wife.
Okay.
They had that fucking match where she got fucking super kicked with studs in the fucking shoe. And she's bleeding all over the fucking place. That match mattered. You know why it mattered? Because they made it matter.
Yeah. But now you have
Triple H, we want intergender wrestling.
Now you have Tessa. Well, no, they did it, and they did it as a joke. And here's where they screwed up. They had an intergender match, and they've been dancing around this with Rhea Ripley, grabbing guys.
Let
and
her fight all the dudes, dude.
Rhea Ripley did that thing where the Good Brothers.
Let her fight.
Remember, the Good Brothers were teaming up with AJ Styles, and it was going to be the club versus, and it was and then somebody got injured. I think it was one of the Good Brothers got injured. I don't know which one.
Probably the little one.
Carl Anderson.
Yeah, Carl
and he gets but what happens? They went in, the joke was they went into the locker room and Rhea Ripley was there and she kicked them both in the nuts. Now, here's the thing. That's insulting to women that you're going to have her do a little bitch kick in the nuts thing. And then you're going to have her flip the guys over. So what happens? She does an intergender match and she gets Tozawa, and we talked about this. She gets Tozawa, she puts him in a German suplex. He doesn't jump into it, and you could tell she's pulling it all. She almost had a hernia. Look at the pops China and Beth got in the Rumble. Yeah. And
make women's wrestling matter. That's what the new shirt should say. Not make America great again. Make women's wrestling matter.
But who got bigger pops in China and Beth Phoenix in those matches?
Stacy Keibler.
No. She came back and she beat up R-Truth, and she faced down everyone in the ring.
Santino's sister.
No.
I don't remember.
No, it was who's
Jax.
Nia Jax. Nia Jax got in the ring.
I meant Jazz.
Jazz was great too.
Jazz was great.
Nia Jax faced everybody down in the ring fearless and started eliminating dudes.
Yes.
And now, what was the problem? Was it a problem that she was a woman?
She's a botcher.
No.
She's a
Two
botcher.
things. She's a botch artist.
She can't wrestle.
And then the next day, what does she do? She has an opportunity. She has so much momentum at her back, and she cut the worst promo. She's like, did you see that yesterday when I wrestled the guys? Yeah, that was me. Hi, Jax. I'm a bitch. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, you totally
put her with Paul Heyman.
Guess what she did?
Give her 6 months with Paul Heyman. She'll cut a goddamn promo.
You know what she did? I guess she is a botch queen because she botched her promo.
I'm not giving you a secret under the desk high five for that. I'm not doing that.
That was
right
a botch promo.
Not,
no, but yeah. Okay. So let's give a quick. We got about a few minutes. Want to keep it to an hour?
Why do we want to keep it to an hour?
Is everyone cool? All right, we got
go home. We got viewers.
Viewers. Okay.
Well, viewers.
We got one other thing I want to do. We have.
Oh God.
We're talking about the wrestling, the weekend review, and what we'll do is we are not new to this, but we are new to each other. We'll get some more segments and plan it out.
Yeah. But I think we're doing all right.
We're doing all right. I ride shows. I'm still here. Yeah. What's gonna happen now is the reviewing the shows. A lot of these guys go, who is the weekly winner? Right now, the winner is WWE versus AEW. Because WWE is going so hard with the Bloodline promo, with the Bloodline.
You can't base a whole goddamn show on one little thing.
I can because again, the WWE has nothing else going on for it. Nothing else. What are you talking about?
They're losing, is what you mean?
AEW.
Because there's stuff going on in AEW, but there's the MJF thing. There's the Hangman.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it was anti-Semitic?
Oh God. I think a lot of things are anti-Semitic.
Do you think it was anti-Semitic
I think a lot of things are anti-Semitic.
The MJF.
You're talking to a half Jew.
Right. Did you think it was anti-Semitic to do the MJF promo? And I want to get a picture for this.
Yeah, show me what you're talking about because I'm trying to remember what part might be anti-Semitic.
Well, yeah, because I will show you, and then I want you to. You can't even find it. Wow.
I probably got deleted from the internet because it might have been.
No, I was just going to comment on this, and you cannot find this picture. So MJF had his bar mitzvah.
Okay.
A few days ago.
Yes. Great segment.
Freaking excellent segment.
Sure.
And hold on a second.
Why are you saving that photo? Are you gonna?
This was a great,
Yeah, we get it. MJF gets women's. We get it.
Well, that was not it. Yeah, here we go. I just want to get this one. Let me see downloads. Yeah. Here we go.
Hold on, we're having technical. Okay.
So this was great.
Okay. Let me just see what's.
So that was MJF.
Okay.
And he does the bar mitzvah.
He's looking like a fucking stud.
Right. He's
Look at that belt. It's like a world. That's like a world championship belt. A big one.
But
beautiful that belt is.
Let me see if I can find this.
Hurry up and get
past this. Okay, so no. All right. So
all
right, you can't find this picture. So MJF, he does the promo. He comes out, he takes off the sunglasses. He's got bloodshot eyes and black bags under his eyes from the match with
so he had the horn on the top of his head because he got punched a bunch and then it like leaked. The stuff leaked into his eyeball.
Right. What they've deleted from the internet is there was the image of MJF with black eyes. And he's screaming, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is I felt it was kind of anti-Semitic in the way is he had the yarmulke on, he's got the black bags under his eyes and bloodshot, bloody red eyes, and I went, wow, they went for
trying to
like an evil Jewish kind of guy, like and he calls himself the devil.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this does not look good.
Here's the thing. You know
and now you can't find the picture.
Here's the thing. You know what I think?
You can't find that picture now.
You know what I think makes it not anti-Semitic? The fact that was all that's probably all MJF's planning.
But when he takes the glasses off and he's got the bloodshot eyes and the blood, he looked like some demon kind of, and he had the yarmulke on.
I think he intended to look like that.
Right.
Look at that picture.
No, but it's not the one.
It's not the one?
No, it's not. It was.
It's worse than that one up there?
No.
Third one on the top? Looks like he's going to choke somebody out.
Yeah, no. That picture has been deleted from the internet.
Well,
wow.
Maybe it should be.
And it was. Yeah, that's not even the picture.
Yeah, I think I'm with Red. I think if it happened and it happened on television, he okayed it.
But I think what happened is the picture is not very flattering, and you can't find it now. It was there. It was up. It was circulating around for a couple of days, and now you can't even. So I think people thought the same I did, that this was a horrible look.
Was troubling?
Well, because it wasn't that. He looked like it just looked like a very bad
image.
He's very stereotypical, like horrible caricature of Jewish people, and I think they yanked the picture because now I can't even find it. And probably for the best.
Yeah,
probably for the best because it doesn't paint the picture well.
Yeah, I mean, with everything going on in the world today, it doesn't surprise me that they would try to get rid of something like that off the internet.
Yeah, you cannot. That picture is.
Stop Googling it, though, you fucking weirdo. Come on.
All right.
Let's talk about something else, you anti-Jew.
I'm just saying, they control all the media, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was a fun show.
Did you know I'm dating Sarah Logan? No, it was, it was good that they removed that. Yeah. It was good they removed that.
Good.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing. Here's the other thing about MJF. When he did the promo, when he was saying they were calling him Jew boy and this and that, and then the following week he goes, "Oh, I'm the devil."
I like all that shit.
Yeah, and he did that, and I was like, all right, so we know you're going to screw everybody. You're going to go full heel. But then I think to myself, like CM Punk did, you blur that line, you blur the kayfabe heavily, and you go, wait a minute. Right, is this real? Was he really experiencing anti-Semitic stuff, or is it? And I would
heard the crowd.
Yeah, and I want to say yes. I want to say it was real, but he's still gotta be a mega heel because he's so good at it. But man, yeah, that picture is gone and rightfully so.
Dog shit.
Well, then put your hat back on and have the green screen erase it.
All right, something I want to talk about real quick. ROH.
Okay.
There's something lacking there, buddy. It's something. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on
ROH is basically elevation. It's dark.
I can't put my finger on what's wrong with ROH right now, but I am not happy with ROH.
I can tell you what's wrong with ROH. It's not Ring of Honor. It's not Ring of Honor. First of all,
I want the intensity, the anger, the punk rockness of old ROH.
Ring of Honor. You would watch Ring of Honor. They're doing ladder matches. They're doing chair shots. They're throwing toilet paper and confetti into the ring. It's the ultimate house show, but it's televised.
It's just like polite, and I don't know if I want that in ROH.
Yeah, and
politeness.
And the pure
timid.
rules and the
timid.
Yeah, and it's just then the pure rules they mention it, and then somebody ignores the pure rules.
What's the pure rule?
The pure rules are, first of all, you have to shake hands at the beginning of the match.
Something about rope breaks.
Yes. And you only get 3 rope breaks. After that, if they put you in a hold and you grab onto the ropes, you cannot use that. It
doesn't break the hold.
Doesn't break the hold.
Okay.
So you have to grab onto the ropes to escape. I saw it with a Jonathan Gresham match where he took the ropes and then he's just pulling himself up with the ropes. So you get a 20 count.
Yeah, it's dumb.
You get a 20 count.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's stupid. I don't like it.
Well, Impact Wrestling had many dumb matches. The King of the Hill match, where
no, not that particular rule set.
But just in general,
I I want
Nice.
to like ROH. I want to
When
watch.
it was Kevin Steen fighting in Ring of Honor, I think that was their heyday. The only problem I ever had with Ring of Honor is Ring of Honor comes on TV and I don't know what I'm watching.
No,
When
I'll
is
tell
it?
you what the problem with Ring of Honor was.
You didn't know what you were watching. You didn't know if it was any continuity or order. You didn't know if what you were watching from one episode to the next was
You
in the
said
right
that
order.
about New Japan.
I've said that to good, and I'll tell you why. Because I was watching New Japan once, and I'm like, I'm going to watch New Japan. Now, AJ Styles is in WWE. He shows up at Royal Rumble. I turn on the TV and watch New Japan, and AJ Styles is on there still in the Bullet Club. And I went, wait a minute. This is 6 months ago, and they're showing it on TV now. Is this like the newest one for New Japan in America? What am I watching? Same thing with Ring of Honor. It's on at random ass television stations. I don't know what's new or not. So it takes me out of it because I don't know. There's no continuity. And they're referencing things in an order because obviously this was taped and now they're just randomly splatting it on TV.
Yeah.
It's like watching The Mandalorian. Okay, I want you to go watch Mandalorian episode, season 3, episode 5, when Grogu does this, and you're gonna go, okay, well, what's all the things that they're talking about? What do you mean? Didn't you see the episode before it? Well, no. So I don't know what they're
'Cause I'm
talking
not
about.
following it. Well, I mean, you would have that with almost anything that you just turn on and watch.
Exactly. But I could forgive that because fine, I'm a casual. I'm watching. And by the way, same thing would happen with ECW, but
You have a podcast about wrestling and you're a casual?
no, Lord.
And you're a casual?
I was a Ring of Honor casual back in the day because if I'm starting out wrestling and I'm
what? I've done so much stuff to this microphone tonight. I'm just going to take this microphone home.
Yeah, because you need a microphone.
Well,
But no. So what I'm saying is, if you're starting out in wrestling,
sure.
You're starting out wrestling. When you go, let's rewind the clock. It's year 2000. I'm going to watch WCW, Nitro. I'm going to watch WWE, and then what else is out there? ECW.
Yes.
Okay, so ECW comes on an MSG network, Madison Square Garden network.
They had a network?
Yeah, no, Madison Square Garden network, and it's going to come on 3 a.m, and you're going to see a match, and they're going to talk about Rob Van Dam, and you're going to talk about Rob Van Dam while the match is going on, but it's going to be Al Snow wrestling Tajiri, and Al Snow is going to get his "What does everybody want?" head, and you go, okay, but this isn't the match I want to see. Okay, they're talking about Sabu. Am I going to see a Sabu match? No. They're talking about all these other guys, but you're never going to see them wrestle. You're going to see the B team, or you're going to see guys who were A team at one point, and you didn't know what you were watching. You just knew you were watching random matches.
What's wrong with B team? What's wrong with B team?
Terrible tag team. The modern jobbers, the Job Squad. But that was it. You were watching ECW random hours, and then they would reference a pay-per-view. So I got to see the pay-per-view to see Rob Van Dam, which was fine. Ring of Honor wouldn't even do that. Ring of Honor would go, oh, Death Before Dishonor this weekend. Well, wait a minute. If this is an old episode that's being simulcast over and over and over again, and now I'm assuming that Death Before Dishonor is going to come on this weekend. Well, maybe it's March. Well, yeah. And I'm watching this random ass replay in April. Well, now Death Before Dishonor's over.
Okay, this is
dumb.
This is what needs to happen.
But it was raw.
This is what needs to happen.
It was raw, and it was a good thing. I mean,
wrestling shows should not focus on being on live television. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Wrestling shows should worry about having their own network. If you have your own network, you can put it on
NWA.
Sure. You can put it on the network. People can Google search episode 317 of this season or whatever and find exactly what they're looking at, and they can find the storylines they're looking for.
I'll give you
every promotion, especially if you're at Impact's level, which I'll shit talk Impact all the time. I think I would make a better writer for Impact Wrestling, whatever.
I don't know who's writing their shit.
Yeah, who cares? That's not the point I'm trying to make.
I understand.
My point is this. If you're at Impact's level, you're at AEW's level, you're at WWE's level, you're at New Japan's level, you're at ROH's level, you should have your own network where people can download it on an app.
Well, WWE already has that.
Right.
Well, they had it, past tense.
But every wrestling network should have their own network so you can go on your phone and you can go, I remember when Steen fought Zayn.
Well, actually, so there are a few promotions who did that. Jeff Jarrett did that with GCW, And when he briefly retook Impact Wrestling and renamed it GCW, he had all of the archives of all of the matches, and he allowed
GCW.
Oh no, Global Force Wrestling. Sorry, GFW, Global Force Wrestling. Yeah. He did Global Force Wrestling, and the logo was a baseball because they were filming and they were doing their matches in baseball fields.
Sure.
And for a brief moment, they had the Global Force Wrestling belt took over Impact. It was like one summer, and he had an archive because he had all the rights to all the material.
Yes.
Great.
Have a network.
He did that. WWE had the app, and it collapsed. And it was like only for $9.99 a month. Like, fine, and it fell apart. Now it's on.
Dude, I loved it, bro. I can just go watch ECW matches whenever I want. I can go back to the good old days of Raw.
They still have it. It's on Peacock.
You just go and you look through it, and you go.
It's on Peacock.
If AEW did a fucking network, and they had all the matches and all the fucking elevations and all,
I'll meet you 90% of the way or 75% of the way. You're right. Do that. But still have it live because
yeah. But I'm saying I think having it live, like a casual, if a fucking casual wants to watch ROH, they don't know where they're at because they're just flipping on. They see ROH, they click on it, they go, oh, what's going on? I don't understand the story or whatever. But if they go, oh yeah, I want to watch ROH, but I want to be up to date on whatever. They can go on the fucking app and they can look on the app and they can go, I want to find this time. Boom. I'm just saying, have an archive. Have an archive, have an app. I'll pay my little $10 a month, and I'll subscribe to your app, and I'll just watch your shit when I want, how I want, whatever. I'm not. Plus, who has TV these days? How many people have direct TV in their house right now?
Yeah, I know. I have that, but that's.
But do you use it?
Yeah, I do. But I'm not the majority.
Right.
And I'm willing to acknowledge that.
Does the majority have?
They're just streaming. I meant to click on something else, but yeah, we'll click.
My hat's not doing the.
Yeah.
There we go.
To me, this is the Ring of Honor
this is why we need a technical guy.
Yeah, we could just focus on us.
Yes.
But here's what I'll say about this. You still want these guys. You're thinking of it in the podcast-esque sense, and you're probably thinking long term. Mm-hmm. But these guys are still chasing the WWE money. They want it all. They're chasing the and you're right, but then
there's only one Disney, baby.
Right. I understand.
There's only one McDonald's, baby.
But their numbers are good.
There's only one WWE, baby.
Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing.
Get your piece of the pie. Don't worry about somebody else's plate.
I do not mind being on TBS. It's a bigger venue. I don't want AEW to be Impact Wrestling.
Listen, they can have their little
do
TV
both.
deal.
Both.
Yes, but have the fucking archive to where I can go. And
fine, watch. I'm not arguing that. You're right.
There was like 6 months where I couldn't watch wrestling because I was living in an RV in Texas and we didn't have internet very well, and I couldn't watch wrestling and stuff. So if I can go back and watch those 6 months. Hold on,
I don't want to be a hater. Watchwrestling.in.
Hey, don't put that out there on them. We legally stream all of our shows by paying for them and buying pay-per-views and supporting
that's
companies.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
I never said that.
I
never said Desi rules.
We support.
Yes. Fightful.
We pay for stuff around here. Fight Network.
Fight Network.
We pay for stuff around here. We don't steal internets.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're in an RV,
all I'm saying is give me an app on my phone that I can
download. No, you're right.
I can go and I can, when I have internet at the library, I'll go to the library because I'm homeless.
Yeah, same, totally.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying though? Just have a network.
Somebody paid for it.
You can put some stuff. You can put like new episodes or whatever on TV. That's fine. TV time's always good, but have a network. Just have some I can go in.
Yeah. I totally agree. You got to have the best of both worlds. I want to.
Casual fans are going to see it at 2:00 in the morning when they can't sleep. They're going to click to ROH and they're going to enjoy it. And that's fine. That's okay.
Oh, you know what? Maybe they're not. But I'm gonna change the mindset.
But give us some.
I'm going to change the mindset. That's not the
fans
casual fan. What you're talking about is not a casual fan. It's the opposite. A casual fan is a guy who's going to do like is just going to go watch TV or go on a site and just go and fast forward. You're talking. No, I don't think you're a casual. I think that's
2 years ago. I was at my dad's house for some reason. I don't remember why I was there. I was at my dad's house, hanging out with my dad, and he couldn't sleep. I'm sleeping in the living room or whatever. I see the TV click on. I turn over, and my dad's flipping through the channel. He stops at ROH, and he watches a little bit of wrestling. He's a 50-year-old man. He used to watch wrestling when Undertaker was running around with his long hair in people's faces and shit. He's a casual fan. Mm-hmm. So I could see why it's okay to have Ring of Honor on television at 3 a.m. I get casual. It. Okay?
Well, I'll tell you what.
But post it one time.
Yes.
Post it one time on DirecTV and then archive it for the app.
Yes. Agreed. And by the way, Tony Khan might do that.
People need to pay me because I got ideas.
Tony Khan might do that.
I got good ideas. I could run TNA. I could run Impact.
And then what you do, but then here's what you do. If you want to do a saga, and you go, okay, we're going to do a feud, and we're going to do the whole 3 months feud, and you'll just have it click, and you'll have the whole, and you'll just do the whole story.
You could do the Rock versus Steve Austin storyline.
Boom, and then right.
2 clicks.
Right, boom. So I agree with that totally. No problem with that. You still need the TV. Is the TV an old idea?
The TV ain't my main focus.
No, I understand.
It's like radio versus podcasts. How many fucking podcasts are there? How many people listen to radio? Exactly. Radio's dead. Podcasts are the future.
Well, no. Here's what I'll say about that, though. You're right, and you're wrong, though.
But also, hold on real quick before you do that. I have to say I might be talking a little bit of shit because I guess this year records have been broken of how many people are buying records. More records are being sold than CDs right now. So, hey, I might be wrong. Maybe.
All right, here's where I'll say you're wrong.
I don't think I am.
If everybody, now there are a few people out there who are doing insane podcasts. There are a few people doing insane podcasts, but we're not talking about radio. We're talking about TV. Do I want to be on a wrestling show archived on some dark match, basically, or do I want to be main event AEW WWE? Do I want to be a double or nothing in the main event? Do I want to be at All In main event?
Of course.
Do I want to be?
Of course.
On that pay-per-view.
That's a pay-per-view that somebody's paying.
And then do I want wait. And then
extra.
After that, do I want to be on Monday Night Raw the day after WrestleMania bragging about my win?
Live on Raw? Live on what channel are they on? Live on USA?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Do I want to be on Dynamite that Wednesday after Double or Nothing?
But you know what else I want to be? I want to be getting fucking fat royalty checks sent to my house. Because some nerd like Markus Dietz is looking at fucking old Raw episodes and getting me fucking
My
paid.
answer to you is this. My answer to you is both. My answer to you is
my focus is royalty checks. Your focus is getting money now.
Both. No, both. Both.
Royalty checks.
You're right. Both those what I'm saying. What I want
I'm going to go home and watch a bunch of Tanaka matches so he gets royalty checks. I got you, Tanaka.
Both.
I got you.
I want the money on the front end. I want the money in the back end. I'm a Star Trek nerd.
Give me all my money in the back end, baby.
Think about it like this. I'm a Star Trek nerd, right? And the J.J. Abrams did the Star Trek movies, and they made a buttload of money. But when you go to watch syndication, nobody's watching them.
Nobody's watching that bullshit.
Nobody's watching them because they sucked.
Because Star Wars is better.
Let me explain something about me. What my sci-fi. Hold on.
I can't read. This motherfucker got Goku up here too. He don't even like Goku.
Lando. That was the first one I bought. I saw that and he looked so pimp.
Star Wars. He looks dope. Star Wars. What's this other one?
Uh-oh.
Somebody he don't even like.
No, I like Goku. Vegeta's better, but I saw this and I had to buy it. Okay. That was the second one I bought.
Word. Is he smoking a bomb?
No, he's eating noodles.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, he's eating noodles.
Oh, that's lit. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Amazon exclusive. Okay.
Right. Now,
did you pay extra?
I actually got it at a comic book store like Swap Meet.
Oh, okay.
Captain Kirk, not J.J. Abrams. Captain Kirk. Sorry, Chris Pine, you're not as good as William Shatner.
Yeah, Chris Pine, you suck.
No, you're okay, but you're not William Shatner.
You're not William Shatner.
And then the best villain of all sci-fi,
we gotta have
Khan. And also, by the way, this was an exclusive Star Trek Shop exclusive. So
you got a Star Wars, and a Dragon Ball Z, and then 2 Star Treks.
And by the way,
you're 50-50 on your fandom.
Now, by the way, here's my thought process on this. My thought process.
And one of them is a villain.
Yep. And I think I made this box backwards.
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, I think I did.
You suck.
I think this seam should be on the inside.
All I'm saying is, put my little episode on the live. Let them see the live. 1 million people watch me live. Cool. But 4 million people will go and watch my old matches later because they'll be nostalgic.
And I'm saying my answer to you is you're right, but do both.
Sure, absolutely do both, but don't make your focus DirecTV.
No,
I
want
your
everything.
Focus live television.
I want it all. I want it all.
People got to work.
I want it all.
Some people got jobs. Rob, some people got jobs.
I want everything.
I want it all.
Why am I gonna again? Think about it like this. Think about it like this. WWE. What are the most popular promotions? Shoot. Tell me the most popular wrestling promos. The top 5.
WWE.
Next.
New Japan.
Bigger than AEW.
No, are we going in specific order?
Oh, fine. But fine. For top 5.
WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact.
Okay.
And NWA.
Okay. All of those promotions but NWA have TV shows.
Okay,
and
can we talk about that for a minute? Can we talk about that
yes.
for 1 minute?
Yeah.
How come NWA doesn't have a regular TV deal?
Because I don't
shit writers. That's it right there. Tyrus, you got fucking fat ass. You got. I'm getting angry, Rob. They're seeing your dick, and I'm angry.
That's good shit.
AAA is good.
Yep.
But how come
because Billy Corgan is doing what you're saying. Billy Corgan is doing the stream, which is less expensive.
Yes.
And he's doing the little archival stuff, I guess.
Yes.
And he keeps it local, and it still looks like a house show, and it looks like something out of the 80s or the 70s.
Hey, if it works, it works.
And that's the way he's approaching it. Lovely. And by the way, Tyrus might as well be banging Sarah Logan. He's another one. He's on Gutfeld on Fox every other night. And by the way, you can have a difference of opinion. He's a guy with a difference of opinion, and he's got a good career, and he has lots of sources of income, and that's it.
All I'm saying, guys, is I need to run Cats Pro again. We're gonna do some Cats Pro shows probably next year. I probably have to wait till next year to do it. But I just Impact won't give me a job. I've been harassing GC fucking NWA, I privately DM Billy Corgan every 6 months. I'm like, hey Billy, 10 pounds of gold. Yeah.
Well, he wears the belts. He wears the belts in the studio.
Every 6 months I'll randomly DM Billy Corgan. I'll be like, hey man, let me just give you some free advice. Let me just give you some. All right, I'm just,
Ask Billy Corgan what he thinks about Zwan, the band he had in between Smashing Pumpkins.
So there's a guy I follow on TikTok. He does Turnaround Alan. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but Turnaround Alan is this thing where this guy, there's 2 guys in a room, one's back and then one's forward, and he goes, hey Alan, and then Alan's like, what? And he's like, how do you feel about it? Anyway, they went kind of viral on TikTok or whatever. And Billy Corgan made a big deal about this guy writing a book or something or whatever. And the first comment in there was, hey, it was me. I did it. I said, hey, tell our mutual friend Billy Corgan to hire me. That's all anyway, all I'm saying is my dream job would be to write for a wrestling company because I can't seem to keep mine above water. So I know
it's expensive.
Well, it is very expensive.
Do you think you could be a Paul Heyman type?
Sir, I would never disrespect Paul Heyman by saying
my client.
I would never disrespect the legend that is Paul
Christopher Bay
by saying that I could do what he's done. But
And Kenny King.
I've been a really long wrestling fan for like a really long time, and I've seen it all, and I've seen a lot of weird wrestling, and I know what I like. Okay, here, Rob, let me do a little something real quick.
Okay.
Do you know who's the world's biggest producer right now? Do you know who that is? Or
Producer as far as what?
Music producer. Rick Rubin.
I was going to say Jimmy Iovine.
Let's just say Rick Rubin. Okay, let's talk about Rick Rubin for a minute. I watched an interview the other day where Rick Rubin was talking about being a producer for the Beastie Boys, Metallica, all of the thousands of people he's produced for. Right. The interviewer said, "Hey, what instruments do you play?" Do you know what Rick Rubin's answer was?
None.
I don't play any instruments. I just know what I like.
Right.
I just know what I like. The world's most famous music producer doesn't play an instrument.
Now we're both comedians. You know who said that as a joke?
He goes by his fucking ear and he says, "You know what? I like that. I don't like that. I like that. I don't like that."
Patton Oswalt has a joke where he goes, "So the prequels were terrible." He goes, "Anakin Skywalker loses his mom and then he's sad. We get to see Boba Fett die. I don't like these things. I don't know why I like what I like. I just like it."
Exactly.
And those other things aren't as good.
Exactly. So with that same mindset, all I'm saying, Billy Corgan / whoever owns TNA / whatever, I know what I like as a wrestling fan. I know what I think would be very entertaining. Just, I'll work for cheap. There was
a time when
for cheap, dog.
When Dixie Carter, who ran Impact Wrestling, who owned it.
God, if I was wrestling mind, if I was into if I wanted to do wrestling as much as I did when she was running a wrestling promotion, I probably could have got a job.
And you know what? And you know what they did eventually?
And Impact
they made her the heel.
Well.
They made her the heel, and they had Devon. I don't know why he kept his name, but Bully Ray, Bubba became Bully, and they put her through a table. Yeah. And the reason they kept building it up that she was a heel, she had Ethan Carter the third.
Her nephew?
Yeah, her nephew, and this, that, and the other, and all of that. And she goes through a table. And the funny thing was, even though there was a big build-up to that, and there was a big build-up to Aces and Eights and all that, they still were at...
Shouts my trainer, D-Lo. He was one of the best members of Aces and Eights.
Right, and...
Shouts my boy.
And here's what I didn't understand about that. They still had like these small rooms in these small venues, and the episode where Bully goes through the whole episode, they did a few matches. He explains how he formed Aces and Eights and the whole backstory, and it was great. And they got pretty good numbers, but they were still doing bingo halls. And I went, wait a minute.
There's nothing wrong with a bingo hall if you're selling out bingo.
But they were doing the Orleans. They were doing rooms of 10,000 people, and then you were down to like 300. And I'm like, how did this happen?
It doesn't make sense.
How did this
it's
happen?
Called momentum. And some
you
people
had
lose
good writing. You had a good story.
Some people lose momentum.
You had 20 wrestlers in a great stable. And then by the time
I think they could have been the Bullet Club.
And then
Aces and Eights could have been a multi-promotional.
They had Doc Gallows, they had Carl Anderson, they had Bischoff's son. They had a team of guys who were great. They had storylines that were great. And it
could have been an inter-promotional.
It was great. Gang. And by the way, how did they start? Do you remember how Aces and Eights started their first appearance? They beat up Sting. And then it was a Sting match. The Sting wins the match I don't remember which show it was. I'd have to look it up. 3 guys come up with biker with masks on. They beat the shit out of Sting. Then you don't see them for a month. They let it marinate. They're like, who are those guys? Who are those guys? Who are those guys? And then little by little, they would trickle out one guy at a time. Oh, Devon was the sergeant at arms. And little by little, more people broke off and joined.
I like the backstage segments they had where it was kind of like behind a grate. It was like a grated fence.
Oh, yeah.
And then behind it was all sneaky. And it was like, what are they up to?
Right.
I like that shit.
It was so...
Who wrote that gimmick? Who was right?
Great.
Who was the producer behind that gimmick? Let's talk to him. Let's get him on the
And
podcast.
I love how they had Ken Anderson be the guy who had to break it up. And that was the thing. It went on.
I like Taz being like a commentator / member.
Well, the wedding episode. It was the wedding
Yeah.
one, and where Taz goes, "Hey guys, yeah, I got something to tell you." Yeah. No, not Taz, not Taz. And how good was Mike Tenay back then? How good was? Oh my God, when Taz was the heel commentator.
I would take Mike Tenay over Michael Cole any day.
Yes. Michael Cole
any day
sucks.
Well,
he's not as good as he thinks he is.
I like Pat
Pat McAfee. McAfee does not have an announcer's voice, and he doesn't need it. McAfee is the modern day king without being talking about puppies.
Without being a pervert.
He's exciting. He's
without
exciting
dating
to watch.
15-year-olds.
Yeah, he's great. Pat McAfee is great. I love it when he's dancing on this table. I love it when he sees. By the way, the only thing that was great was when they brought him back for Royal Rumble and they didn't tell Michael Cole that they were bringing him back.
Pretty good. That was
God,
Michael Cole at his best.
And then he goes, "Hey, Michael, everyone's saying on that you look pregnant."
I like Matthews, Josh Matthews. I liked him as an announcer. Are you rolling your eyes right now?
Josh Matthews is watered down Michael Cole. McAfee is a fan commenting, not a cog in the machine. Yes, and here's why I like it. For that reason, because his responses to what he is watching is real.
Yes.
He's excited. I believe him. When Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross, classic Jim Ross, was calling a match, Jerry the King Lawler is giving the moves. He's giving the holds. He knows the techniques about what's going on. When Taz is doing it, knows the holds. He knows what's going on. But who's your color? Who's your guy excited and genuinely excited? When we heard a Stone Cold Steve Austin match, it's not a match if Jim Ross is not going.
I like Delirious.
Oh, God. But the best match of all time, the best. Yep, isn't Vince fed lines.
That's the most important thing right there. It's not Vince fucking in his ear.
The best wrestling match in my life that I've ever seen, watching Raw, watching any
Kenny
promotion.
Omega versus Jericho in New Japan.
No. And Kenny Omega versus Jericho, and that was, by the way, Japanese are weird. That whole freaking that first Jericho Omega match, that whole night went 6 hours long. I watched it at 10 at night. It was still like 6 a.m, maybe 8 hours long to get to that Jericho match. I spent the night building
so fucking good.
And it was still good. I was exhausted. I had black bags under my eyes, and that match was insane. The chair shots.
So goddamn good.
Now, but that wasn't my favorite match. And why? That was probably my second favorite match of all time. Maybe, and sometimes it becomes my first. My favorite match of all time was Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy. And for the
ladder match,
the spots in that match were insane, and not only the spots are insane, but
it's one of my favorite matches too.
The color on that when
you heard Undertaker,
Jeff, get your dream. Your dream is at the top of the match point. Climb, and I'm like, and you're getting into it because when Jim Ross is screaming like that, it reverberates through your skin. You feel a tingle going up your spine as he's screaming because he fucking leaves it. Michael Cole doesn't believe what he's calling color on. You could tell there's pauses when he speaks because they're shouting in his ears.
Right.
The same thing with what's his name? Who is the other one who's like the better guy that they have on Raw, but he still sucks?
I don't know. I don't watch Raw.
Oh Christ! Who's the
anyway? It's because Michael Cole isn't a fan.
No.
He hasn't been a fan for professional wrestling in a really long time. Anyway, guys, this was great.
An hour and a half.
I had such a good time doing this.
Melina versus Alicia
I have
Fox.
to go home and watch Californication with my wife. I just got her into Californication. We watched 2 episodes last night.
Who's in that?
I'm hoping she'll. David Duchovny.
I thought so.
David Duchovny.
That show was a little old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's old.
Oh, yeah.
But my wife has never seen it, so I got her. Had her watch 2 episodes last
Corey
night.
Graves.
I wanted to keep watching Californication with me, so I have to go home. It's past my bedtime. Rob, it's been a blast. I love doing this with you. This is, You know what? I have fun doing this.
I do too.
I'm so glad I quit comedy to do this.
I will say I quit comedy tonight because once again, you get to these comedy huts and they book 50, 60 comics.
I lied. I'm not going home to my wife. I'm going to Champagne's. I'm gonna go to Champagne's.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to bed.
To a couple of friends.
Tell Bruce I said hi, Bruce Leonard.
And then I'm gonna go home and watch California.
Bruce Leonard comedy or Adam Chancellor on Facebook.
Yeah. I love you guys, and we're thankful that you watch us.
And you can find me on Instagram at Rob Bossleri, ROBBOSSCELLARI on Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, and on Facebook as just Rob Bossleri, normal spelling.
Hey, you guys know me, so you know where I'm at. I don't have to take 3 minutes out of my night.
I don't care.
To tell you guys.
It took me seconds.
I do got a brand new shirt. It says I don't have it with me for some reason, but it says "Saw you on Grindr. You can't kickflip." I have that shirt for sale. So message
we will. You know what we're
DM
gonna do?
me.
We're gonna take that picture. And next time we'll put it in the background.
In the corner.
We'll put it in the corner.
Like, I don't want it to take up too much room.
Yeah.
But thank you guys, and
we'll make a T-shirt for what we do here. And we'll
I'm gonna make a logo and everything.
And it'll be great.
We're gonna continue to do this.
Yeah.
We have a good time. Thank you guys, and
goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Be nice to the Jews.
Yeah. All right. All right. Goodbye.